Chantal,
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about how, maybe a case study, you mentioned scoliosis and things like that.
Yes.
Tell us maybe a case that the audience can see the benefit of having someone who understands what's going on and what can be done.
Well, one of my greatest joys is a young girl who's 24 years old, and she was told that her scoliosis would never be correctable.
Right.
And one of the things she said is it always hurt. She could never quite fit her back into the chair because her body in scoliosis is rotated.
Right,
and
right.
so she came to me, and I worked with her. In about the third week, she came back for her fourth session. She said, "Oh my God, all week long I could touch my back to the back of the chair." She was just so elated. She could actually sit in a chair and her body is not walking around with constant pain.
Okay.
And so a lot of the work I do is related to that. I also have a young boy whose mom brought him to me, has a disease called pectinum carnatum, which is where it's called pigeon chest. And for a boy, it's very unattractive to have a bone that grows like this.
Okay.
In other words, and so he's got this unformed, unattractive chest. The doctor's version was that they would shave it down and stick a metal rod through him.
Oh.
He came to me, and I have a picture of it on my website, that I literally just touched the bone, and in one session, the bone just moved energetically back into shape. I saw him two years later, just a month ago, and he was still holding a natural posture. That, to me, is what touches my heart. That is what I feel is the most rewarding thing about what I do. But part of what I do also is work with the root cause. When we have certain energy patterns, things that we grow up with, if we have resentment, it'll show up in our hips. If we have a lot of shoulds on ourselves, like we should be doing certain things and we're not doing them, our shoulders will start to have pain. Neck can be about being in control of things, and so when we're trying to control our life rather than being in the flow of our life, we start to get resistance, and this resistance can turn up via having a neck that's out or constant chronic pain.
Interesting. So a lot of those things that you're listing those terms, again, you list about 4 different terms. I want you to go over those again. Most people never think that it will deform your skeletal system. You mentioned resentment, and what were some of the other things?
Resentment is the hips. A lot of times we have resentment that we're not conscious of.
Okay.
And then our shoulders or our shoulds, should have done this,
Okay.
should have done that, and we didn't.
Okay.
So I always say should have, would have, could have, so now you can.
Okay, right.
Our neck is a control,
Right.
meaning we're trying to control our life because we don't feel we have control. We're having to go to a job which we don't like, or we're in a relationship we're not happy with. We're not in the full joy. And so we try to control our life, and that shows up with a lot of neck pain.
Interesting. Very